the button has been pressed.
Okay. It has been a hot minute
Oh,
since we have done anything related to Chicago.
quite a while. As of recording, I think Lemon might put something out like before this as like a Chicago Returns or something like that. But this is the first thing that's being recorded for Chicago in like 3 years.
There was a brief intermission with like an unfinished Dark Era, but that doesn't really
Dark
count.
Era has at least one session and maybe 2 left, depending on how you want to do it.
But now, after 3 years, let us focus back in on the princesses with the princess who's had the least amount of focus.
The least.
Hiroka.
Hiroka Atsushi.
It is the morning of October 3rd, which, for those keeping track of the timeline, is 7 days before Sophia blossomed as a princess.
Yes. 7 days before?
7 days before. Sophia blossomed on the 10th.
Gotcha.
If I remember correctly, which I think I do. Hiroka, it is a normal day, like any other. I assume you take your bike to school, right?
Yeah, she can drive.
Yeah, you're currently just driving through the streets right now, and you're not transformed. You aren't insane.
No.
And it's been a while, so why don't you describe what you look like?
Hiroka is a. Let me actually go over to the detail section because we filled that in. Is a 16-year-old girl, standing around 5'5".
Absolutely tiny. You are shorter than Abigail.
Yeah.
Y'all are fucking tiny girls.
Yeah. And she is wearing a hoodie over just a simple t-shirt. Just like a gray hoodie. And has a head of short brown hair with a single silver streak over her forehead. As she's driving, she revs the motorcycle. Her like sweatshirt's really baggy, which hides the fact that she has actual muscles. Yeah, she's been driving around.
Yeah, you got up at a reasonable time.
Mm-hmm.
Or more accurately, Izumi made you get up at a reasonable time.
Yes.
She will have no tardiness in her house.
Izumi does have quite a bit of a strict household, tight ship, if you would.
And she set you off with, the usual. She gave you a packed lunch. What is Hiroka's favorite lunch?
Definitely something Japanese, because Uzumi makes Japanese food.
She made you a bento box.
Yeah.
As you drive through the city streets of Chicago, past the rather polluted rivers, somewhat shitty households.
I just thought of something cute.
Oh?
It wouldn't be, but it'd be funny if this... She probably wouldn't do this, because Izumi just isn't like that. But, like, the sausage octopus?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, like, a hot dog, but it's cut to look like a big centipede.
Kind of morbid, but that's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of morbid. That's why I don't think she would do.
Yeah. I don't think she would. But it is funny.
It's funny.
You actually live on the north end, unlike all the other girls. So you're in like the nice part of Chicago.
She has like a
you
nice
come from
house.
A family. Yeah, you have an actual like nice house. You don't live in like the shitty south end of Chicago.
Yeah.
And you make your drive to the public school, name still pending.
Even after all these years.
And it's situated it's situated within the loop, meaning it is basically in the dead center of the city. It accepts both people from the north end and the south end, and it's sort of like a melting pot of sorts. It's the place where you'll find both not like ultra rich, but like pretty wealthy, well-off kids also going to the same classes as the not so well-off, pretty poor kids.
Yeah.
Which makes it a bit unique of a school. It usually requires you to have some kind of like academic achievement, as they are somewhat strict about grades. Making it's a bit more of a what's the term? But yeah, it's a bit stricter on grades if you want to stay in there, which makes you wonder how some of the students stay around.
Sophia Richards.
Yeah, you have heard the name. She's not in your class, but you've heard the name Sophia Richards, the principal's office, over the announcer enough times to have it etched into your memory. You've never met the girl, but you know that name by heart. Everyone in school does. And so, you drive up to the school, you park your bike in one of the nearby parking lots. You pull your wallet, buy a few, you pay for the meter for the school time. You slap your little fucking school student vehicle patch on so everyone knows, yeah, you're allowed to park in this spot. And you head on into school.
She does like the more delinquent thing where she has like the bag over her shoulder.
You walk like Yuki.
Yeah. Walk like Yuki.
You have to fucking Takamiya walk.
Yeah, I got the Takamiya walk. I like how in the span of the entirety of Chicago, I got, sat on, and then eventually played 13 Sentinels.
Yep. You do the Takamiya walk to your classroom. It is not the classroom all the other girls share. It is a different class, which as you sit down, you can. Where do you think Hiroka has her seat? Do you think she's like a window seat kind of girl?
Window back of the class.
Window back. Yep. Yeah, you sit down, window back of the class, the usual fucking delinquent seat. As all the other students begin filing in a bit more, you do see a number of the more notable ones. Some of the ones you recognize. Some you've talked to a bit here and there, but not really like become like friends with them. At one point, one like barges in, making himself very well known. You recognize this kid. This kid's name is Percival. He goes by Percy. He's kind of a dick. You've never talked to him too much. He sits on the other side of the class from you.
He's a dickhead, and I'd punch his lights out if I ever got too close.
Yeah. It has not come to that yet, but you have a feeling
One day.
He's just currently bragging about something. You aren't really paying attention too much. But eventually, you hear the bell ring, signifying the official start of class.
She's just like playing like Snake on her flip phone.
Yeah. Girl, we are in 2020.
That's true.
You can have a Hiroka, you can have a smartphone now.
She probably does, yeah. given the resources.
You own a smartphone. It's not that hard to get.
That's true. I forgot we're not in like the early. We have a lot of things set in the early 2000s.
Yeah, we're in 2020. This is October of 2020. You have smartphones are common. Everyone in your class has one.
Remember when that was the future for us?
Yeah.
Shit, damn,
now
man.
It's
we're
almost
old.
3 years in the past.
Shit, damn, man.
Chicago
old.
is now a past fucking adventure.
It was in the future, and now it's like oh man, we're doing one in the future. That's weird.
Now it's almost half a decade ago.
Yeah, it's. Oh man.
Yeah, you're just fucking playing shit on your phone. You don't need a. It's okay, Hiroka. You don't need a flip phone. You're in the future now. You are in demigod time.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. You're playing, I don't know, some sort of fucking idle game, clicker game.
You're playing the dude bro Gaiden.
You're playing Gacha. Does Hiroka play Gacha?
she does, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're playing the fucking dude bro Gacha.
She has like a notes page where she's like calculated all the chances of each banner of what to get.
Oh god. As your teacher walks in, I've only made one design for a teacher of this school, and she's not your teacher. So take generic teacher. As just a teacher, like, gets the class to settle down. As you sort of shift back in your seat. All right, class. Before we officially get started today and get you all situated and heading out onto your classes one by one, we have a bit of an announcement to make. We have gotten a new student, and she'll be joining your class. So be sure to treat her nicely, okay? One of the other delinquents in the class, you're pretty sure her name is Taylor, sort of like leans back. So, who the fuck cares? We get new students all the time. Do we have to do this fucking song and dance every time? A blonde-haired girl next to her. You think her name is like Eva or something? Eve, something like that? Taylor? But, relax, it's fine. It's probably just some other no-name kid who's gonna sit in the after the class and do jack shit all year. Hiroka, what are your thoughts regarding another new student? This is pretty common.
Just another one.
As, let me get the soundtrack change. The door to your classroom opens up, and in strides a very extravagant-looking girl. Behold, I have appeared! As someone strides in, flagrantly flaunting her not wearing the school uniform, as she's wearing the bare basics of it, with the button-up. Hiroka, you wear the school uniform.
Yeah,
probably.
She usually just has usually has her.
You're allowed to customize it a little bit.
Yeah, she has her sweatshirt usually over it or tied around her waist if she needs it.
For girls, it's the blue skirt with white button up and a small bow with a cardigan over it.
Yeah, she usually substitutes the cardigan with the with the.
As long as you're close enough to the uniform, they don't really give a shit.
Hiroka's half abiding by the rules, half kind of delinquent. So she doesn't wear the cardigan, she just wears the sweatshirt over it, the hoodie.
As this girl steps in with long black hair in two twin tails that spiral around like drills, wearing the school uniform, but she has accessories all over the uniform, ranging from a couple of pins to a few bows, all kinds of bows and stuff, in her hair as well. And instead of the usual normal socks that your students wear, she is wearing long, high thigh highs.
Interesting.
My name is Stella Tochiyama. I will be your new friend this year.
Hiroka sort of just mumbles to herself. Oh wow, she'll last long.
As the teacher sort of looks at her. Yes, this is Miss Tochiyama. Just Stella's fine, as she puts both her hands on her hips. Sort of pushes her chest out to look a bit larger.
I know you made the power comparison, but I'm pretty. To me, you've like fused Power and Asuka into one being.
Yes, it is. It is Power and Asuka fused into one being, but instead of being mean, she's just overwhelmingly extroverted and friendly.
That's a trip.
Imagine Power and Asuka, but all of their bitchiness is transferred into overbearing friendliness.
No, it was such a high integer that it looped back around.
Yeah, it looped back around. So, where am I gonna sit? Well, we only have one seat open. As she strides forward, she knows she has a bag. Hiroka, you don't know jack shit about bags, but you're pretty sure that's some sort of designer brand. As she goes over, and you're like, and you see, oh no, as you see there's a single empty desk right next to yours. As she goes over and slides down into the seat. Hi there, what's your name?
Looks over. Name's Hiroka. Hiroka Atsuchi. And sort of like gives her like a shit-eating grin. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Nice to meet ya. As she gives a smile and a thumbs up. I'm Stella. Just Stella's fine. I can tell we're gonna be best friends.
And she nods.
This girl is painfully extroverted.
You just see this sort of nods like, right. Nice to meet you, Stella.
And I shall write it out for you.
Mike's just like, oh, that's the drill hair girl.
So, what are your hobbies? Oh, do you like fashion? Do you like clothes? I really like fashion. Do you like my boots? As she holds them up. They look like boots, you guess.
They look like boots.
They sure are boots. You guess they're probably important. She seems proud of them. You aren't sure why, though.
Nah, and she just sort of leans back in her chair and puts her hands back in the back of her head. I'm more like combat boots.
Huh? Really? Oh, I bet you... Oh, you could totally rock those. You look so fashionable in them. Do you do your nails?
Nah, gets in the way.
Huh? Why, they're so pretty. She holds up, like, her own nails, which are painted a delicate, like, black, and seem to have some sort of, designs done on them.
Mm-hmm. As Hiroka just sort of, like, one of her hands on her desk, like, one of her arms draped over the back of her, desk chair, sort of leaning back, as she just sort of, like, pulls her index finger as she's, like, pulling something, and, like, sort of scratching it against the desk, and then she, like, looks at it. Nah, get in the way.
Oh, what about makeup? You know, like a little bit of blush here and there, maybe some eyeshadow?
Nah, don't really wear that kind of stuff.
But, oh, what about your hair? You dyed your hair a little bit. It's so pretty.
Yep. As she sort of, like, twirls the strand of silver. It's pretty cool.
Do you like my hair? It takes a lot of work to get the drills right.
I can imagine. You must spend, like, what, an hour every morning doing that?
Oh, yeah. I've managed to cut it down a bit more, but, I mean, then it adds back up with doing all the makeup, making sure my nails are right, getting the outfit picked out. I have to give it a different outfit every day, you know. I gotta make sure it looks good. Man, it's getting colder, and I guess it's really starting to feel almost like it's winter.
Yeah, that's right by the sweatshirt. She's, like, turned halfway in the chair to, like, look at her with one of her arms, like, over the back.
So do you want to get some food after this? I know, I've heard there's some really great food shops around here. Do you live around here, right?
Yeah, Not. I don't really go around the go around this side except to go to school.
This is the perfect time to explore, then.
Where do you live at?
Oh, well, I kind of moved here recently-ish. I guess I just moved to this school recently, but I've been living here for a while. I live closer towards the south end.
Right,
Her clothes do not look like south end clothes.
She looks. You sure you ain't reading your compass wrong? You look like north end.
Huh? Oh, nah. I mean, I shop there all the time, but nah. It's for my mom's work.
Well, I'm from north end too. Well.
Really? Oh my god. Maybe I can see you at that department store next time we go shopping?
Sure.
So come on. You want to go after school?
After school today.
You're pretty sure you had some kind of patrol you were gonna do.
She taps on her phone to check her schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, from what you remember, you checked your schedule. There was some weird stuff happening around the subways that you wanted to check out. Some sort of supernatural activity.
Yeah, she had a bunch of different ones, like the Masquerade, vampires active in the metro. Nah, sorry. Today's one of the days I gotta work.
You work?
Yeah, someone's gotta afford all this. She gestured to herself, which isn't all that kitted out.
Oh wow, where do you work at?
Nah, I don't want anybody coming and bothering me when I'm at work. It's from school. She leans back. Besides, it's boring. Anybody who comes up to me at work, it's like I'm a different person. Makes me a whole lot more less likable, you know? Don't want to give that impression.
And the day continues to pass, with her continuing to accost you with more and more questions about your life. She does much the same to all the other students. Some are a little welcoming. Many others are more like, ugh, you're kind of like a little too much. But time passes, and eventually, we're going to give a cut forward.
Nice.
As, let me get the music. Hiroka, we're going to cut forward about 7 hours later.
Interesting.
As it is now, not quite nighttime, but nearly nighttime. As we are cutting right into the middle of a battle.
Ooh.
Hiroka, you are currently hurtling down a subway tunnel. You can feel the stale air passing by your face as you cling onto your bike, weaving in and out around tunnels. Just about a few minutes ago, while on your usual patrol after school ended, you caught that motherfucker, the white-haired darkspawn. He was doing something down in the tunnels. You didn't exactly have time to check out what it was, as he hopped up on his bike immediately and drove off. And, of course, you gave chase. Will you describe to me what you look like as you are currently transformed?
Alright. As Hiroka, instead of being a 16-year-old girl, is a 20-year-old woman, standing around 5'11", and the muscles sort of are more accentuated as she's older and has clearly gone through more training. as if during this aging. And her hair is long silver with a single brown streak over her forehead instead of the silver streak that replaced it. Wears a flowing like gray hunting coat, like a trench coat, like the old hunter's coat from Bloodborne, with a dark leather vest underneath it, and fighting tape as like bandages around like her wrists and hands. And in her breast pocket, like a small golden chain is out, and she has two large like leather holsters on each side of her hip, and they're two large like silver hand cannons, like hand cannon revolvers in each one.
All right. As you are racing along, man, you really don't know when to quit, do you? As he curves another sharp left, darting down another subway tunnel.
As she's going to spend one wisp to activate the Speed Racer ability, the supercharged upgrade.
All right.
A number of modifications to the vehicle she's driving, up to her Fuoco, which is 1. And she's going to give a +5 to her speed.
All right. Describe to me what that looks like.
Alright, let me just spin that.
As she channels her magic into her bike, what changes are made? What does the appearance look like?
So the bike is not like a chopper or like any sort of that cinema. It's one of those like Japanese like speedster ones, like the ones that ever do drifts that are like sort of pulled forward and you have to lean forward in it. I'm trying to think of a character who uses a bike like this, but I can't think of anything. As the engine and the exhaust sort of, as she pours a wisp into it, as it sort of starts spewing out like blue flame from the back, as if like it's a jet engine rearing up, as she and continues to go faster, as it seems to like, instead of more like the curve profile that the bike has, it sort of flattens out as if it's getting faster and sort of stretching underneath the speed.
Nice. Yeah. As you chase after him, you found yourself racing through empty subway tunnels and past abandoned stations. You know, a lot of the subway isn't in use anymore. Its tracks having grown too degraded to use.
She's definitely spent a lot of time down here.
Oh yeah. Empty passageways, formerly holding cargo trains and freight tunnels, stations that no longer have any visitors. Izumi called them ghost stations, both for being abandoned and being quite literally haunted. Apparently being so far away from the prying eyes of humanity makes the abandoned subways of Chicago quite the gathering ground for supernaturals who are unable to properly integrate into humanity. You know, many vampires congregate here, those who are unable to fit in with the dance macabre of empiric politics.
Nosferatu.
Yes.
The ones who are fear incarnate.
Yeah. Many who either are unwilling or unable to make it in the vampire society tend to find themselves washed up down below in the abandoned subway tunnels. The riffraff of the riffraff.
Yeah. The riffraff of the riffraff. That's a good way to put it.
As you chase after this darkspawn, you never were able to learn his name. Despite how many times you and him have encountered each other, you tend to just find him doing something. You're never able to quite figure out what it is. And he always just barely manages to evade you, despite how much you give chase. To describe his bike, it's pretty much like a Kamen Rider bike, basically. It is all black in color, with a few splotches of red. and you've seen him a few times. You know what he can do with it. Through some sort of shadow powers, you aren't too, you aren't intimately familiar with how Darkspawn tainted powers work.
Yeah.
You just know what they do. Somehow, he's able to interface with the bike and almost pour shadows into it, the same way you can pour wisps into yours. As you chase after him, we're going to do chase rules.
Oh yeah, I like how Hiroka's 2 entrances have been, hey, do chase rules.
Yep. So, we're going to set the terms. His objective, to flee. Your objective, to catch him.
Nice.
So, let me write this down. So, base is 5. Then... what is your speed?
My speed, on the bike, right now, is, I believe, the safe speed.
Yeah.
Which is 105 after Speed Racer.
Alright, after Speed Racer, you are in fact faster than him.
Nice.
So... that gives him 1 extra he needs. What is your initiative modifier?
Initiative modifier is 7. She's pretty fast.
Alright, his is actually higher than yours.
What?
His is 8. So that brings him back down to 5.
Interesting.
You, Hiroka, said you spent a lot of time down here, so he too is at 4, and you're at 4, so you are both familiar with the territory, but not intimately familiar with it. You're the same size. You can both be tired. The environment is, in fact, actively dangerous, so I'm going to give a +2 to both. And he starts with a... he did not start with any kind of lead. Alright. Hiroka. I will have you be rolling first. As you're chasing after him, is there anything specific you want to do to try to get ahead?
As, like, with one hit, with, like, as she, one hand still on the throttle, like, holding it down, as she takes one of her hands off, reaches down into her holster, bang, 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 and she's gonna fire off a few shots at him.
Alright.
Specifically at his bike.
Okay. He can try to dodge firearms, but I'm going to give him a penalty to it. Just as he's on his bike.
Aiming for the bike specifically to deal damage to the bike.
Okay. Let's see. Make that a... roll with -3.
Okay, so I am rolling just standard firearms attack.
Firearms plus dex. Plus any bonuses you may have.
Gotcha. -3?
Yes, -3.
They also have as the big like silver hand cannons, revolvers. They're made of silver, inlaid with various etchings, and have big flashlights at the bottom of them.
Nice. Yeah, they light up the tunnel very well. Fun fact: what I said about the old abandoned like freight tunnel stuff, that's a real thing in Chicago.
I can imagine. Yeah.
There are a lot of abandoned. There's a lot of abandoned subway tunnels.
3 successes.
All right. I'm going to add those 3 successes to your pool.
Which is
because they technically count as a pursuit.
Yeah.
As you fire off a few shots onto him, and you see like start landing on the bike, and you blow off like a few like you're pretty sure you hit like the exhaust pipe. You hit a few things, and you see like sort of sputter a bit. Ah, jeez, that's a low blow, miss. What's wrong? Not confident in your own driving skills?
A hunter never gives the prey any advantage.
Ah, yeah, all right. Fine then. Guess I'll cheat too. As he's going to place his hand down, as you see, almost like, at first you think they're worms crawling out from under his biker. Like he's wearing like a, you know, the shit Celty wears.
Yeah,
He's wearing that but without the helmet. I see, like, at first you think it's worms crawling out from under the sleeves, but then you realize it's tendrils of darkness that seep into the bike and just squelch around inside it. I see the bike shift before it grows a bit larger, and the wounds you dealt start to heal. As he's using the 4-dot Caligine, I think they pronounce it, Caligine, the Darkspawn power, Dance Puppet Dance.
Ooh.
As technically he needs this is just like he did it beforehand. Just in game terms he did it beforehand because it is an extended action, but it's just him like applying it more. As you see it just revs up, and from the back you see like something split out from the bike as 2 large machine guns aim towards you.
Oh, shit.
All right, Bikey, fire away! As he is going to use the bike's loathsome weapons to shoot you.
No, he's gonna shoot me.
Hiroka, what is your defense?
My defense.
And can you dodge firearms? I don't believe you can.
No,
so I believe
I can't. I cannot dodge firearms. Hold on, but I do have the firefight ability. I think that might give me something. Oh, I forgot the fact that drawing a gun adds firearms as an initiative bonus. Forgot about that, so it's technically higher. How much firefight does she have? Just 2, so no. Oh, and fast reflexes. I keep forgetting to add fast reflexes for everything.
Hiroka uses a lot of the unusual things.
Yes.
All right.
But yes,
what is your bike's handling?
Her handling is 5.
Okay, it's really good. I will let you apply your drive dots as defense for this.
Cool.
What are your dots in drive?
1.
Okay.
1 defense.
Oof. As machine gun fire fires off at you, and you sort of like do like the Akira slide to let have your bike take most of it. Have your bike take 7 structure damage. Durability applies.
Okay, 7. Lethal?
Yes, 7 lethal.
Alright, that is 5 lethal with durability on the bike.
Yep.
And once it's full with lethal, that's when it breaks, right?
Yes, that is correct.
It breaks down. It doesn't break, it breaks down.
It doesn't break, it just like it breaks down. As he speeds off, some sort of like basically a nitro boost kicking in as he drives through a few more tunnels, narrowly dodging signs, with you hot on his tail. It is back to you. I would like you to make me a dexterity plus drive plus handling roll to try to avoid all of the
Stage hazards?
Avoid the stage hazards.
Okay, so dex plus drive plus handling.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really good for her. Two successes.
All right, yep. As you fly right back after him. It's tough doing, but partially because you just are that good of a driver, and partially because your bike is guided by the light, you're able to perfectly swerve and drive in between all the many freight tunnels.
She doesn't even like need to have her hands on the controls whenever she's on it.
Yeah. And would you like to see some of the what the freight tunnels look like in Chicago?
Yes, please.
Here is basically this is what you're driving through right now.
That makes a lot of sense. Those things were definitely built like years ago.
And you see why it is difficult to drive around at 100 miles per hour through these, and why you need rolls for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it Hiroka's turn again?
Yes.
As she follows. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, it's your turn.
Gotcha.
And remember, you don't need to make an attack. You can just try and catch him.
Yeah. As she's gonna attack him, as she takes the other hand off of her gun, grabs her other gun, and points them both forward, and moves her wrist a little bit to the side, and she's going to try and blind him with the light the way. By shining into his rearview mirrors into his eyes.
Sure.
It is a normal attack using dexterity plus athletics, and the target's defense applies.
Okay. Defense of 6.
Ooh.
I'm going to give you a -2 to this.
Okay, so that is 5. I'm going to use willpower on this one. Oh, 0 successes on 8 dice.
As you go to shine the light, and the first thing it works before you see the shadows had crawled over the mirror and were reflecting no light.
God.
Aw, what's wrong? Your trick didn't work, did it, Nimrod? Such a great hunter you are. Clearly you studied up a lot on what I can do. True brilliance right there, don't you think? What's wrong? Is Zoss got your tongue?
As Hiroka just...
you ain't any fun.
Her mind is just sort of racing around, just like, what do I do, what do I do?
As he is going to do, as you see, as he's like getting further and further away from you, as he looks down at you see he's not holding on to the controls of his bike anymore, as he pulls out a smartphone and looks down at it. Shame. Guess our time's up. See you around. As he's just going to pedal to the metal, and he's going to make a drive roll.
Alright.
As he stores 3 successes, which is enough for him to succeed the chase rules.
Man, this is really on brand, how he gets away every time.
As vroom, You round the corner, doing your best to catch up, but as you just drive through and through more and more, you realize you lost him.
She slams her hand down on her leg.
As you come to a skidding halt.
Or she's gonna come to a halt down here. She knows what's down here.
Oh yeah, you just keep moving.
She keeps moving. She's like, all right, better get out of here.
Make me a perception roll.
Nice, nice. Perception. And I believe... Yes, she gains an exceptional on 3 successes instead of just 5, which she did get due to her practical magic. Exceptional success.
All right. Which meets exactly.
Mm-hmm.
As Hiroka, as you're driving, you sort of feel like eyes on you, which is weird, but not really abnormal. Because there's a lot of people down here.
Yeah.
Not like the human kind, but there's vampires everywhere. But you notice there's something odd. As if something was like watching your chase. And you do in fact notice the slight form of what looks like a woman being watching from hidden deep within the shadows of one of the tunnels.
Just sort of quick and turns her bike around and aims one of her pistols at her to dip for the light.
Yeah. As you and aim one of the pistols. Let me get a new song. What to use here? This one's pretty good. As you skid to a halt, aim right there, and see not exactly what you were expecting. As you see a woman who looks about your transformed age. Probably you'd say mid-20s she looks like. As you see, she is standing there in like an unnatural pose. Not as in like she's contorted weird. It's just, it's not the way a human would stand normally.
Yeah,
like someone who's just standing there, arms at their side, head straight forward, back straight. Like, you know what I mean. Like, it's uncanny.
Uncanny.
And my colorblind is probably not better from here, but here is a picture of her. Pretend she has brown hair. I'm not sure if it is actually brown.
It is. It is brown.
This is brown? Okay.
I see those hands, Adam.
As there's a woman in a like 14th century maid dress with brown hair braided long in the back, standing there with the most uncanny like stance you've ever seen. This woman, I'm not even going to require a roll for this. It feels like someone who is not human trying their best to act like a human. Oh. Hello. This wasn't what... You weren't supposed to see this.
She has both hands off of the, throttle. and like both hands on the pistols, just sort of like one shining in the light. Oi, oi, oi! What are you supposed to be doing down here?
Observing, making sure everything went according to plan.
Oh,
But
yeah?
I messed up. I was spotted. I was not supposed to be spotted. That is my mistake. She bows as if an apology to you, as if you spotting her was some sort of slight or insult.
You got a name there, Missy?
Yes.
Care to let me know of
She
it?
just keeps staring at you after she says yes. Oh. Right. An exchange of names. That is common, yes?
Nods.
I have heard it is polite to give your name before you ask for another's.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Well, you can just call me the Silver Bullet.
She stares at you. Is that on your birth certificate? That is an odd name.
Well, if you already know it, then...
She's staring at you. Oh, that is your name?
Isn't the properties of the transformation, I don't remember exactly how information, because I know that like if they look at you, they will never figure out if
it's not never, but you are magically shielded from recognition.
Yeah.
Like if someone, people who see both your transformed selves and your human self, even if you look almost identical, you just, there is a magical shielding that you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
And you get like penalties.
But if she told someone her name in the transformed form, that would be...
I mean, it'd be easier to connect the dots, but it wouldn't break the magic.
Okay.
Oh, are we supposed to be using code names? My apologies. I am still getting used to this. I am not actually supposed to be speaking with you. Zed already escaped.
Think not.
There is no point.
You got a code name, so I just don't call you the maid?
The maid is acceptable.
Well, at least I got something to call you.
Also, for the audience, yes, this character has shown up before. She was... and I have to say this because she received a redesign and looks nothing like she was when she first showed up. Very, very briefly, she encountered Den in a park.
Yeah, she's the park lady. She's the one who opened up the briefcase, who looked inside of it, went, "Oh, there's nothing here. Good day,"
Correct.
and then left.
Yes, I'm glad you recognize her.
Yeah.
She received she looked different back then. This is a redesign of her in the new world.
All I remember her was just the maid who was like a robot.
Yes. The maid is acceptable. Mrs. Bullet. Or, apologies, it would be Miss. You are not married.
As she holds up her hands with both of her... Yeah, no rings on these. Points the flashlights back.
Despite you shining it directly in her eyes, she is not, like, blinking or anything. In fact, you're pretty sure she hasn't not blinked yet.
Not blinked once.
If you'll excuse me, I must be going. I'm no longer needed here, so I have no reason to cause any more... Yeah, I have no reason to cause you any more trouble.
Let's see. Could Hiroka... that's not something... I don't think she could... Could she roll occult? in order
Sure.
to try and discern what is this, because that doesn't look like a vampire.
Sure. Roll occult.
Int plus occult, or just pure occult?
Int plus occult.
Gotcha. She's gonna spend willpower on this one.
Okay.
5 successes.
That's exceptional.
Yes.
Well, you sort through your knowledge. This person definitely is not human.
Yeah.
No human acts like this.
Yeah,
You're certain of that much. But you cycle through your options. Werewolf? No, werewolves are too normal for this person.
Yeah.
You entertain. Maybe she's a vampire? She is down in the vampiric areas, but her dress is too clean for her to be living down here.
Yeah, and vampire eyes don't really react well to light too much.
Yeah, exactly. Vampires have a history of being averse to light, and even bright enough lights might cause them to go frenzy. This person's very...
Yeah, if you shine a spotlight in their eyes, they're gonna go at least a little bit
Yeah,
black.
this person is not reacting at all, so you hesitantly cross vampire off the list, but you keep it in a mental note. Vampires are weird. You never know when you might find a weird one. You cycle through maybe a really weird mage who sold their soul, but that doesn't make much sense. You've heard legends from Izumi that there's some sort of strange beings who are created by scientists and tend to lack emotions, but you also heard Izumi say that most people encounter some sort of, like, natural aversion and hatred towards them, which you aren't really feeling anything like that.
No.
Just confusion. So you don't think it's whatever that thing is. You don't really know. Maybe a really weird darkspawn?
She knows what they're not is the main thing.
You know what they're not. You're certain they're not a mage, they're not a vampire,
They're not a
but a werewolf. Yeah.
I have a suspicion, but Hiroka would not know of these things' existence.
Mm-hmm. You see, she looks at you, like, opens her mouth a bit as if remembering something, and does a very long, slow, deliberate blink, as if like as if crossing it off a checklist.
I know what you are.
And then goes back to staring blankly. Is our business included here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. As she turns around and starts walking down one of the tunnels.
She sort of keeps an eye.
After about like 50, like 20 or 30 meters, she stops, turns around, looks back at you. You're still staring at her. She's staring at you. Looks back, keeps walking.
Yeah, Hiroka was just gonna like do like her hand gestures, like go on.
She nods, keeps walking, and eventually she, after another like 20 meters, stops and makes a like 90-degree turn with her whole body into another freight passageway and walks off.
Were her hands normal looking?
They were.
Interesting.
She, by all accounts, looks like a completely normal human. Just doesn't act like one. And had like pale yellow eyes, which humans don't have that.
Yeah. As like Hiroka just like stops for a second, like as the bike starts like slowly going, as she's gonna use the practical magic to split her mind into two, as one of them is going to keep up the speed racer like control over the bike. Meanwhile, she's going to text Uzumi. She's gonna write everything down first while it's still fresh in her mind. Write everything down in her notes, and then she's gonna give Uzumi a text. Hey, found something weird on patrol. Want to talk when home?
Izumi basically sends an affirmative to that.
And then Hiroka puts her phone back and is going to drive out as she ends the practical magic. She's not going to text and drive. She has one of her minds do that, but...
Okay. I'm going to do a paralogue.
Paralogs, yeah.
As Hiroka drives off, I'm going to focus on the maid. As she pulls out a cell phone, which is actually a flip phone, like an old Nokia flip phone. As she dials the number, and then holds it up. As there's a few rings before, a smooth voice comes from the side. Ah, hello. Have you completed the objective? Yes. Zeta was able to get away. I was unneeded. In fact, I made it worse. My apologies. The biker spotted me. We exchanged words. Oh, that's quite all right. In fact, it's for the best, really, that she gets accustomed to us. We'll be seeing a lot more of her pretty soon, assuming things go according to plan. They always do. Are you sure it is all right for me to be spotted? Well, it wasn't in our projections, but it doesn't interfere exactly. Besides, had she caught up, you would have been spotted either way. I suppose so. She seems... Yes. Odd. She did not fire upon me immediately. And why do you think that is? I am unsure. It is a new feeling. Well, I believe your appearance may help with that. What with your body and all, you look human enough. It will give people pause. Will it? But did you not say humans were full of cruelty? Towards those they don't consider human, yes. For someone like you inspire enough sympathy that they'll be a bit hesitant to pull the trigger before they look you in the eyes. I see. Well, I will be back home soon. Zeta should arrive before me. He was unable to finish the ritual. The biker interrupted it before we could finish. That's all right. We have plenty more time to work with. In fact, the star of the show hasn't even arrived yet. This is more of a backup plan than anything else. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. M. I'll be home soon. Good night for now. Shall I prepare tea when I return? Yes, that'd be quite lovely. Thank you, Hesperia. As she shuts off the phone, closes it with both hands, puts it in a pocket, and carries on.
I have two suspects of what you are.
And I will write out the name for you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
That M called her. It is Hesperia.
Hesperia. I have two suspects. Both start with D. Just one or the other. Be? So, she's either she exhibits all of the stereotypical demon stuff. All like doesn't emote, doesn't know how to act, manually emotes because she wanted to.
She did manually emote. That is correct.
Manually emote. But with a conversation with M, she doesn't know humans, and in fact has a terrible, like, inclination to them, of that they are cruel. That's not demon-worthy. Demons fall because they like humans, and they know. This is not it.
By the way, she recovered a point of willpower during that scene for filling her vice of ignorant. Just let you know.
That's pretty nice. Or deviants, because deviants can be literally whatever. And I know that it's a plot point that deviants can't exist because of a thing you're doing with plot. in some capacity. I don't know if deviants just physically can't exist, or if deviants are only just now existing. I don't know, but it's a possibility.
Who knows? For now, we're going to return back to Hiroka as you pull up towards your house in the North End. Technically, it's Azumi's house, but you've been living here for, well, a long time now.
Pretty much
your house.
Longer than she's been not.
Longer than you've lived in other houses.
Yeah, longer than she's not.
You've lived in this house longer than you haven't. And let's get some calmer music. Oh, I know what to play. Hiroka, how do you, I assume you de-transformed on the way back.
Mm-hmm. Finds a secluded place.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that there's always eyes around, and those eyes are most likely not human.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't want people after her, so she takes care. And then just starts driving back to her house at a normal legal limit.
All right. Yeah, as you eventually arrive, you get to a little parking space in your driveway, and you hop off your bike and head on inside. And immediately you can smell something absolutely delicious being cooked.
Oh, I can only imagine.
As you enter inside, and you see a tall-ish woman, about 10'5", with
10'5"?
black. Other way around, 5'10". She's not Lady Domitresk.
I just had to do a double take when you said 10'5".
No, that's what she is when she transforms.
Yes.
But you know,
yeah.
Right now she's 5'10". 5'10", with black hair and sort of a dull, almost like bloodish red hair. She's often seen in a light brown kimono, but today she is not wearing that. She's wearing more American-style clothes, probably from, like, you know, her actual job that she works at.
Yeah, she has an actual paying job.
Like, you know, being an adult and all.
Yeah. Pretty damn good playing what I gotta say.
As she's currently wearing a white turtleneck with simple dark blue jeans. She'd taken off her sneakers and isn't wearing any socks today, because she rarely does around the house. Some leftover habits from her time living in Japan. Some days she wears her hair in a tied back, like Japanese style bun, but today she's just letting it hang down to her waist in the long, thin strands you're used to. Most people would probably guess her to be around maybe early 30s, late 20s, but you know she's a bit older than that. She's never elaborated exactly how old, but at least a decade, at least like 5 decades, like at least 50, if not more.
If not more, yeah.
Yeah.
Hiroka knows. She sometimes like tries to quiz her, like it's just like, hey, do you just sort of like events? It's like, there's like, hey, do you remember this event?
Yeah. You've
it.
never figured out exactly how old she is, but it's
at least 5 decades.
It's you know she's at least 50.
Yeah.
At the very least, probably more. As her skin lacking even the smallest blemish, you know full well from her regenerative capabilities. As she turns to look at you, welcome home.
Hey.
Take off your shoes. You're going to track mud in the house.
Yeah. She goes over, takes off her shoes, puts them by the door.
Thank you. Do me a favor and help set the table while I'm finishing up dinner.
Goes over.
It's chilly tonight.
Starts setting the table for 2 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get 2 bowls out, and two little spoons. There's some bread in the cupboard over there if you'd like to add some to your chili. Oh, and the sauces are over there if you want some extra spice.
Yeah, she goes over, grabs some sauce and some bread.
She always tells you exactly where everything is, even though you've memorized it by heart from living here so long and her keeping organized. And yet, she tells you every time as if you're still a fresh guest living here. Finally, with you sitting for what feels like forever with that delicious smell wafting over you, sort of rocking back and forth on your seat, she finally shuts off the stove and picks up a large crock pot full of chili, which she brings over and puts on the table, and brings out a large spoon, and she serves you a full bowl of chili. And then only after she's finished serving you, she serves one for herself.
Nice.
As she sits down, and sort of gets herself comfy in her chair as she picks up the spoon, takes a nice bite of chili, and mulls it over in her mouth as if critiquing herself on her cooking. Hiroka, do you have some as well?
Itadakimasu.
And you dig in, and it's delicious as always. As you just you go through a full bowl, perfectly blended, perfect blend of vegetables, spices, meats. You add a bit more spice to yours, to really give it a bit more kick.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and it warms you right up. As you're pouring yourself your second bowl, Azumi finishes off taking one bite of hers. So, how was your day at school?
New transfer student. New friend.
Oh, a friend. How lovely. She gives a soft smile to you.
Stella Kochiyama.
Kochiyama?
Yeah. Says she had to move for like a job, for like a parent's job or something.
Small world.
Do you know the Kochiyamas?
I know the mother. Her father... Well, I wasn't aware they were able to have children.
As she just sort of cocks her head. What is that supposed to mean?
I shouldn't be gossiping like this. And she looks away in a way that very much says she wants to gossip.
Come on, Izumi. I gotta know about what I'm getting into. I mean, she lives in like the she lives in like the southern district, and then but she has all this like designer stuff. I was like, what?
Well, the Kochiyamas are quite wealthy.
What are they doing living in the southern district?
Well, from what I've remembered, it's been quite a while since I've interacted with her mother after all, but...
Leans forward in the chair. How long?
Only 5 years.
He's like, oh man, nothing cool.
Yuri Kochiyama is her mother's name. Yeah. She's doing charity work, last I heard. That's likely why she's in the South End. Lots of work to do down there.
Oh, that makes sense. Charity.
You should visit sometime. It'd be a perfect place for you to start getting your wisps back. You princesses do need to perform good deeds to refill your powers, after all.
Yeah. Honestly, in Chicago, it's kind of hard to do.
Yes, but or you could look at it this way. With a city like this, it gives you so many options.
Yeah. Ah, I guess that means Stella's gonna maybe be there.
Probably. Although, you can't tell anyone I said this, but last I heard, Yuri wasn't able to have children.
Hmm?
A fertility issue from a surgery gone wrong.
Hmm. What's Yuri look like? Stella's got black hair, twin tails, long hair.
Well, that sounds similar. Yuri is a strong woman. Black hair, like you said. She keeps it long, from what I remember. At least from the bits and pieces she's written to me. Last I remember from her, she'd worn it short. But 5 years is a lot of time to grow out.
What about the eyes?
Dull black.
And Stella's were
Uh,
vibrant. Were they
Stella?
green?
Stella's were green, yes.
Okay, yeah, cause I in the other picker you sent way back when they were red.
Yeah. Stella has green eyes. Also, you know that you were able to tell that despite the last name, the girl you met earlier, not at all Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, she did not look Japanese at all.
Hmm.
She looked very American.
Yeah, she's got green eyes.
I see.
Looks like full-blooded American too. So, shrugs.
Well, neither of the Kochiyamas were American, so... Well, perhaps once you get to know her, it'll make a bit more sense.
She shrugs proudly.
I'm just glad you're finally socializing a bit more.
I have friends.
You need to get out more. Then why have you never invited any of them over here?
She raises an eyebrow at that.
Oh, come on. I can be a gracious host.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But and then she like looks over to like the different rooms, which are 100% full of hunter shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll just put a lock on it. She looks over. It'd just be nice to be able to cook dinner for you and all your friends.
Well, anyways, speaking of that stuff, found that biker again.
Oh. Yes, he's been giving you a hard time, hasn't he?
Got away again. The bike has a couple holes in it, but it just means I'll have to work on it. Duct tape over all the bullet holes, paint over them.
I hope you're using more than duct tape. That thing will fall apart at the rate it's been perforated.
Just until I can get back from school tomorrow.
All right.
I'm not gonna seriously keep driving around with bullet holes in it. Just as long as people don't ask any questions when it's parked at school. I'll put the dust cover over it.
Well, it is Chicago. Bullet holes in vehicles aren't exactly uncommon these days.
No. Speaking
He
of
just
which,
takes another sip of her, not sip, another like spoonful of her chili.
speaking of which, I saw someone down there. A woman.
In the ghost stations.
In the ghost stations. Shined my lights at her. She didn't move. Didn't blink.
She froze her eyebrows. You shined your lights at someone in the ghost stations. Are you Hiroka?
She'd been watching me for a while. I knew it wasn't another one of those random vampires.
And if it wasn't? If it was a vampire, someone who hadn't gone for so long without feeding, you could have driven them into a frenzy right then and there. Then what would you have done?
I would have figured something out. Would have called you.
I can move fast, but not fast as a vampire can sink their teeth into you.
I know.
You need to be more careful, Hiroka.
I know. But look, her eyes didn't dilate. She didn't blink the entire time I talked to her. She wasn't even standing right. Like, what are those things you told me about? Like the man-made things?
Everyone calls them something different. I've heard anything from created to mannequin.
It certainly stood like one. But you told me how you sort of feel a burning hatred for it. I had my fingers on the trigger and never even once thought about pulling them. Well, not once, but...
She narrows her eyes a bit more at you.
Look, she could have jumped at me, like you said.
Well, we can't sort that out immediately. This disquiet, they call it, takes a while to set in. It's not always immediate. You don't know what they could be. We don't have all the answers when it comes to dealing with the supernatural. We can't look at something and magically know what it is. If you make too many guesses too quickly, you might wind up blindsided.
Well, either way, she's clearly working with that biker.
Mm-hmm.
She was watching the whole thing, and she said that even if I had caught him, we would have met anyways, and we would have talked. She wasn't supposed to get spotted by me, but if I had caught him, then we would have.
And she just told you this?
Yeah, she was kind of not bright. It's like
she
didn't know what was going on. Well, she knew what was going on, but didn't really know how to behave. At one point, she deliberately blinked each eye.
Sounds like someone unused to having a human body.
Sounds like it.
Well, whatever they are,
Yellow
I
eyes,
think you should
too.
stay away from them.
In a maid outfit, yellow eyes.
Maid outfit and yellow eyes. I can't say I'm familiar with anyone with that description.
Well, if we see her again...
Then leave. If you see her again, then don't go anywhere near it. Okay?
But what if she's working with the Darkspawn? Then that's kind of my deal.
That's all the more reason. She said she was watching, didn't she? That implies that the biker, whoever he is, and her are part of some larger organization. You shouldn't interfere with that anymore.
What am I supposed to sit by while the Darkspawn are gathering in an organization? That's not normal.
Hiroka, you're still young. You should just leave it alone. Someone else will be able to deal with it. Another hunter will come along, or maybe one of the city's princesses will deal with it.
Rolls her eyes.
Hiroka, Darkspawn are not intelligent creatures. They are mindless beings most of the time. You've already met one that has a human form that is rare and unusual. If they are working as part of an organization, then there is someone pulling the strings, and that is something I don't want you getting involved with. Take to hunting the smaller Darkspawn. Find tainted places around your school or somewhere just out of the way. Just stick to small-time monsters. Don't get involved in large-scale politics like this.
Fine.
She puts her spoon down and reaches over and takes hold of your hand, Hiroka. You know I am saying this only for your best interests.
I know. It feels like I could do more.
Hiroka, I can't lose you like I lost your father.
I know, alright? You don't think I know that?
Then you should take his death to heart.
I do
He
every
got
day. Do you know?
He got involved in too much. And some mysteries are better left unsolved. Please. I'm sorry. She lets go of your hand.
I know.
I just wanted you to live a normal life. Away from all this hunting monsters and saving people.
Well, that was your first mistake. Dad did enough to make me want to do it.
And he was a fool for doing so.
She sort of nods. Yeah, probably. But, too late now, I guess.
I know. Too late now. If there was anything I could do to dissuade you, you know I would have already done it. I don't want you to die on me.
I know. I don't want to die either. It's not so much that, it's just... like a hand goes over to like her pocket. I don't think it's so much that anymore.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought this up during dinner.
No, I started it. You better be taking care of yourself too.
Of course.
How much does Hiroka know about Uzumi being what she is?
You know. You don't know what it means exactly, but you know what she is.
Yeah, she knows that she's a
You know the basics. You don't understand the complicated lore behind it.
Yeah, she knows that she's like a beast for a centipede.
Yeah.
The mythical centipede creature.
You know she's a beast, but you don't know what being a beast means.
She doesn't know the intricacies.
Yeah.
She just knows that.
You just know. You know Izumi feeds on fear, whatever that means. But you don't understand anything beyond that. She tries to keep it away. She tries to keep that away from you as much as she can.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me. I feed on people's nightmares. It doesn't really make a good impression.
Yeah. But she knows. She knows at least.
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm sure I'll find another meal soon. Besides, it's almost Christmas, isn't it?
In a bit. A couple months.
I know how much you like to dilly-dally on this, so... Have you thought of anything for your Christmas list yet?
No.
You should really get thinking on that. Maybe add that to your notebook of yours. When you're out and about, maybe think of what presents you might want. Or maybe, if you'd like, you can invite some of your friends over for a Christmas party.
Christmas party. That would be weird. I haven't had one of those in, ever.
It'd be fun, though, don't you think?
She nods. Yeah.
Maybe I could make some sort of cake for you. Oh, I'll need to buy some more eggnog. It's almost time for it to start being sold in stores.
Yeah, I forgot about eggnog. That's just that Dad never let me eat and drink.
Well, he was always confident that it was going to be spiked. He'd never had non-spiked eggnog before, and no matter how much I tried to tell him that it wasn't always like that, he was confident it was alcoholic.
So it isn't?
It's not. It's a creamy milkshake-like drink.
Warm? Oh.
It doesn't always have to be warm. I personally enjoy mine chilled. Hold on. You thought eggnog was always going to be alcoholic, and you were willing to try it. She frowns at you.
I mean, if you were buying it, then I assume... She shrugs.
Do you honestly think I'd buy you alcoholic beverages?
No.
You're a child, young lady.
No, Dad just never let me have any, so I thought, there's different eggnog.
Well, he had that much, at least. He may not have had the sense to not try and teach you about fighting monsters, but at least he kept you away from alcohol.
Stuff gross anyways. This is with your brain. What am I supposed to do with a messed up brain? Useless.
Well, for now, I think you should get some rest. You've had a long day, and tomorrow's going to be long as well.
What's on the schedule for tomorrow?
For me, well, just another late night meeting. For you, well, this might be a bit much, but I want you to socialize with that Kochiyama girl, okay? I'm going to be out late tomorrow, and I won't be home to make dinner for you. I feel a lot more comfortable if you're around someone I know.
But you didn't even know she existed until tonight.
Maybe, but I know her mother, and I know her mother's a trustworthy woman. It may have been a long time since we've known each other, but she's good. She's kind.
Well, she shrugs. Guess so. I mean, doesn't look like she's any harm. I don't think she physically could if she tried.
Maybe don't put that to the test. I don't need any more calls from the principal of you causing trouble.
Okay, it was 2 times.
She is tries to look like the upset mom look, but she can't hide the slight smirk on her face. All right. No more boasting about your successful fights against people picking on others. For now, it's off to bed with you. It's getting late. And as much as I know you love your superheroics, we can't have you staying up past your bedtime.
I'm 16. I still have bedtime, I swear.
A healthy mind is a healthy body, and you turn to a healthy mind without a good night's sleep.
Yeah, good night's sleep. Early to bed, early to rise makes one healthy and wise. Yeah.
Good. It means the fact that you have them memorized means at least some of my lessons are getting through to you.
How could I not remember? It's about half etched into there.
Good. Now, as she stands up and picks up her empty bowl, brings it to the sink. I won't even have you wash the dishes tonight. You can go to bed. And I don't want you staying up too late watching things on your phone.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow morning, okay?
All right. Good night.
Good night.
She goes over to bed, changes, and crawls into bed. Phone screen lights up. Just sort of thinking to herself, doesn't she know that if I don't sleep, that if I don't stay awake enough, I'm just gonna be even more tired tomorrow?
After like an hour, you hear a knock on the door. Hiroka, you aren't still on your phone, are you? Hmm. Oh, are you asleep already? So surely you wouldn't mind if I just walked right in, right?
Hiroka has been sneakily pushing it under her pillow.
Roll larceny.
Oh boy. One success.
Let me roll Zumi's fucking perception. Oh, it's plus composure.
It'll probably beat it.
You know what? And she's gonna spend a willpower too.
Oh no!
She's gonna spend a willpower. She gets from her defender Hiroka merit.
Defender Hiroka.
As she is protecting you from a bad night's sleep.
This is bullshit.
As she opens the door. Clever. But your phone's still on. I don't remember your pillow being that bright.
Come on. Just brushing up on my notes.
You can do that tomorrow. And I certainly hope you mean notes for school. Tests are coming up.
Yeah, I know. Look, he never holds it up. It's all of her school notes. My mind just moves too fast. I can't fall asleep early.
Look, how about this? If you fall asleep early and get a nice grade on your test, I'll treat you to a night out. Anywhere you want.
Anywhere?
Anywhere. Within reason.
Nods. Alright. Deal. Holds hand up.
Right.
Shake on it.
Shake on it. As she rips your hand, gives you a soft shake.
Alright. Now I'll go to sleep.
Alright. Rest well. I'll see you tomorrow, Hiroka.
See you tomorrow, Zumi.
As Zumi gets up, goes over, shuts the light off, one last smile to you, and then closes the door behind her as she leaves your room. And we open up the next day as you go through another day of school before eventually you reach lunchtime. As you're sitting there eating lunch, eating the lunch Azumi packed for you, as you hear as someone walks over and sits down next to you. Hi. You look over. Oh, it's that girl again. As you see Stella smiling.
Oh, hey Stella.
So, how was work yesterday?
That kind of sucked.
Mm.
Just an annoying customer.
Mm, yeah. My mom gets those sometimes.
Hmm. Who's your mom?
Oh, well, she's just, my mom, I guess. Uh, she works over at Southside, like I already said.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of a stick in the mud, though.
Stick in the mud? Hmm.
Yeah.
My mom's a little bit like that. She's like half cool and then like half stick in the mud sometimes.
Yeah. I guess my mom's kinda cool. But she's always working so much.
Hmm. Yeah, my mom works a lot too.
Oh, I know. Do you want to hang out tonight?
Yeah, I actually don't have work today, so we can hang out. Oh,
Awesome.
I also told my mom about you, so she says that if you
Really?
want to come over to like a Christmas party, we can do that. Although that's not gonna be for a little bit.
Her eyes are sparkling.
But like, you know, if it's cool with your mom, you have to like ask first.
Yeah. I'll ask her. She'll be fine with it. Okay, so, you can do so many things today. Do you want to go shopping? Or like, we can go get some, like, food? Like, I've heard there's, like, a really great pastry place nearby.
My mom did say that like if I did good on like my finals, then like I could, you know, she would take me to whatever restaurant I wanted, as like a deal. So if you want to come along with that, we can.
Perfect. She is eyes sparkling. This is awesome. And then you hear a little ding from her back pocket. And she pulls it out, and immediately her face falls. My mom says she wants me to come into her work today to help out.
I can tag along.
Immediately she's back to the smile.
Just sort of like actually like kind of like flinches back at the total heel turn.
Really? You wanna?
Yeah, sure.
She jumps up out of her seat.
I think my mom said something about she used to know her.
Whoa, really?
She shrugs. I don't know. She never really elaborated.
Wow. We were destined for friendship. The bloodline of Tochiyama and Atsushi is destined to always be friends. And she holds her hands up as another one of the students go, sit down. She sits back down. Oh, this should be so fun.
Well, she probably won't know the Atsushi part. Well, because Ozumi is her name, and she's not, well, really my mom.
Oh?
My dad died a little while ago, and that's who my, she was a really good friend of my dad. My actual mom lives somewhere out west. Yeah, but who cares about her? Ozumi only matters, so. And she said that, you know, she's gonna be working late, so we can hang out pretty much all night.
So, wait, does that mean, like, a sleepover?
No, I don't think it's gonna be a sleepover. Unless I send her a text.
Her face is like whirlwind shifting between like disappointed and ecstatic.
As she just sort of like tried to hold back chuckling. And she's gonna text Uzumi, Stella wants to sleep over. What you think?
Izumi sets back at our place as she types with proper grammar. Like Izumi's the type of tester who speaks with complete proper grammar, punctuation, and capitalization.
Would you want to stay at our place or at your mom's?
Well, we've already be at my mom's, so I guess my mom's?
Her mom's? Question mark.
And that's quite alright. As long as Yuri's okay with it.
Aw, man. She says out loud.
Did you say no?
Aw, man. Only if your mom says so.
I'm sure my mom will be fine with it. I mean, she'll probably want you to help out, though.
That's
You
fine.
don't mind, like, lifting stuff, right?
Nah. As she like pulls back like the sleeve on her sweatshirt.
Wow. Did your mom make you work
strong.
out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
doesn't make me, but we sort of just work out together.
Mm. Yeah. It's also like salts a bit. My mom's the same. She says I need to learn how to defend myself. She puts in quotations.
Yeah, same. Chicago's pretty a certain way.
Hmm.
But I can defend myself.
Wow. Okay. After school's over, meet me, by like the front gate. My mom made you piss me up there, so she can drive you too.
That's good. I actually drive, so
You drive? You have
Yeah.
a car?
I have a motorcycle.
Can I ride it?
Yeah, sure. If it gets us there faster, and that way your mom doesn't have to come pick us up.
Okay, I'll test her that right now. As she says, quickly types the text, and very quickly receives a response. My mom says it's okay as long as you're a safe driver.
I'm pretty safe. She does not have the aggressive. I don't have the aggressive driver merit.
And with that, school passes by yet more, before eventually you reach the end of the day, and you and Stella meet up in the parking lot. As you see, she's probably like vibrating around your bike. Oh my god, it's so cool! You really have a motorcycle?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She throws off the dust cover and starts like packing it away into like a small like side bag.
Oh. This is so cool. I've never met someone who has a motorcycle before. You're like an adult.
Yeah. You know, with my job, I kind of have to be able to drive myself.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's so cool. Okay. Yeah. I'll sit on the back and just, like, hold on while you drive, okay?
All right.
Alright, I'll give you directions as we go.
Mm-hmm. You better yell loud, because it's kind of hard to hear whenever we're driving.
Oh, don't worry. I'm really good at being loud.
Yeah. And,
Oh, do you have helmets? My mom says we should always wear helmets. You make me wear helmets whenever I'm on, like, a bike.
Let's see. I don't have one, because I don't need one.
Oh, that's really cool.
Tell you what, the drive from here to my house is a whole lot shorter. I'll go get I'll get the helmet that I'm supposed to wear, but you know.
Nah, it's all right. I'll just drive without a helmet.
You sure?
Yeah, it'll be super fun. It's like an adventure.
All right. As long as you don't fall off, so you better hold on.
Will do. As you feel like the around your waist, she holds on. That's a surprisingly strong grip.
She's got abs though.
Yeah.
And drives off. She doesn't. She goes a little bit under the legal limit. But just like she's not pushing it at all. Because
Stella is hyped the whole way. The whole drive, she is super excited.
Wow, I've never seen it back here. Wow, there's the detective's office.
I'm pretty sure the MDA is in the North District, so you probably pass it.
No, they're in the South District, ain't they?
Oh, yeah, they're in the South. I think they might be in. They're somewhere. I'm still working out.
Oh no, were they in the Circle?
I think they're in the Loop because that's where businesses are.
They were the Loop because they were above the coffee shop. Yeah.
Yeah. But that does mean you're going from north to south, or you're going from like you're
the Loop to south.
You're going from Loop to south. You do probably pass the MDA.
Will in his Mr. Incredible car driving over to the MDA.
Yeah, you get stuck behind Will in traffic.
It's like, man, I can't even see past this guy, like, in the car. He's huge.
He's so buff.
There's this, like, a cello case? No, it's big. It's even bigger. What is that?
Maybe he's a drummer.
Drummers don't have orchestra cellos.
What if he's, like, a violinist, but it's a really big violin?
I'm pretty sure it's a bass.
You think he's in a band? He's kind of old to be in a band, though.
Will just in the car, just like...
Will hears. Yeah, Will, with the werewolf hearing, he hears all of that.
Will is just like... And just like... just like sitting there like... I need to get a bumper sticker. Just like in a band or some shit. It was a bumper sticker.
As eventually, Stella's
why is the trunk squirming? And Gen is just yelling, "Hey, Will,
eventually, you and Stella finally find a parking spot, and you find yourself in the south side, near sort of closer to the end of like the docking areas. It's in one of the shittier parts of town, for lack of a better term. Like the kind that sees crime constantly.
Yeah.
Hiroka like you do not want to be here after dark.
Hiroka knows how to defend herself. She doesn't actively carry a gun, but she has.
Well, technically, yes, you do always.
She does, but not in her untransformed state.
Yeah. But yeah, like Hiroka, you've been around this general area a few times. You've had to deal with a few darkspawn in the area. Every so often, there's like a tainted place that you need to cleanse.
Yeah, there's a lot of tainted places here.
Before eventually, you find yourself in front of like it almost looks like a modified warehouse, like you hope legally purchased, but
you hope.
With a sort of shitty painted on sign that says Yuri's Group, and it just says like open for business. Here we are. As Stella hops off the motorcycle and does her best to fix her hair. It had been knocked out of its twin tail place.
As she sets the bike and then takes the key out and puts it in her pocket.
Okay, come on, I'll show you around. As she runs inside, with you, Hiroka, trailing along after her. And you reach into the main lobby, which... You know what a soup kitchen looks like, basically, right?
Yeah.
It looks like a soup kitchen with a number of people like milling about. People just sort of talking, chatting. Everything sort of falls silent when you walk in, and everyone like looks at you before Stella raises mine. Hi, everyone, and everyone like sort of does like, "Hi, Stella," as they sort of, and then the mood goes back to being relaxed.
She waves.
Yeah. A few people wave back to you. Some give some smiles and nods.
Hiroka looks around at all the different people. Are they normal?
They're normal. Yeah.
Imagine if Hiroka walked in there and there's just a shit ton of vampires just look at her. I see. Just immediately be able to pick out, it's a vampire.
As still it's around. All right, you wait here. I'll be right back. I need to get my mom. As Stella runs off, and you're left just sort of sitting here.
She's just sort of gonna stick by Stella.
No, Stella ran. She said, "Wait here," and then went to go to her mom and ran off.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Just sort of sits there, waiting there. She opens up her phone, and she just texts Zumi at Yuri's.
As Zumi just sends a thumbs up back to you.
Should I mention you? Question mark.
After you send that, as you're like waiting for a response, you smell something weird. Like, you've been around a good bit. You've been on a lot of different places. At first, you're like, this sort of normal smell. You feel like you smell like some food in the air, the usual things. And then you smell. Is that blood? As you've unfortunately been subject to a lot of bloodshed in your life. You've seen murder cases before often happen in tainted lands, and you can recall quite clearly this is the smell of fresh blood, and like a lot of it. As you sort of look around trying to locate where it is, you notice down one hallway, you can sort of see, it's definitely coming down that hallway. Off to one of the sides, away from the large group.
As Hiroka just sends, like, another quick text, like with her fingers going a mile a minute. I smell blood. A lot.
Do you investigate after sending that?
She, like, looks over to where Stella, like, went.
It seems she ran off towards, like, the opposite direction of where the blood is, basically. She went up some sort of stairs towards a bigger office.
And instead, she is going to use a invocation instead. A charm, not an invocation. A charm.
Okay.
Moving finger. No one mentally describes an object. She becomes aware of the location of the nearest object, matching the description within 25 times the activation successes in yards. No matter how well it's concealed, she can find it with an unrolled action. The description must be phrased in terms of the object's composition and forms, not its significance or intended use. For example, audio tapes, letters in my father's handwriting, and weak places in the wall all work. Incriminating evidence, letters about my father, and something that...
I have a question. Did you make that a practical charm?
No. Oh, that's right.
You need to be transformed to use it.
That's correct. Dang. That is not a practical charm.
You would need to be transformed to use that.
True. Hiroka is not going to investigate, as she knows it's a bad idea whenever people are looking for me, and I am not here investigating something that is practically which is probably very, very incriminating.
All right.
Especially if she's getting her mom, who runs the place, and she has gone into the blood room.
All right. As you wait there, time passing, before eventually Stella comes bounding back towards you. Ah, there you are. Hi, I'm back. I brought my mom. She wanted to meet you. As you look over, and you see someone walking towards you. You see a tall woman with long black hair tied up in a ponytail. As she is wearing a black turtleneck with a suit over it and a lab coat over that, trailing down all the way down to her legs. And she is wearing crisp white pants.
Crisp white pants.
Large, round glasses adorn her face, and she looks at you with the dullest fucking expression you've ever seen. Like, she does not stand unnaturally. She's clearly human, unlike the woman you met before. She just looks dead inside.
Yeah.
And you see a number of scars are all over her face and her fingers, from what you can see as well from her open hands.
Adam, you've done it again. This is a banger. This is a certified Cody banger design right here. Thumbs up, seal of approval, seal of Cody approval.
As she brings a cigarette to her lips and takes a long drag. And then, you are my daughter's new friend. Yes?
Nods. My name is... Sorry, that just the accent threw me off.
That she has a thick Russian accent.
She's just sort of like, I did not expect an accent like that coming out of what Uzumi said was purely like Japanese.
Izumi said her parents were not American. She did not say they were Japanese.
Yeah, but she was like, Kochiyama. I see. It's not Japanese.
Kochiyama is a Japanese last name. This woman is just Russian for some reason. You aren't quite sure why. You think? Roll me int. Roll me int plus academics.
Give me a second. Int plus academic. 2 successes.
Oh yeah, maiden names are a thing.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, she's married.
She's just so used to her, like, real mom not being in the picture. And
yeah.
Real mom not being in the picture, and that Uzumi is also, like, does not, like, have another name.
Oh yeah, maiden names. She probably married a Japanese man. Are you mute, child?
Hold on, I'm saving all of the pickaroos.
I'm proud of her design. I hit gold with it. And I couldn't quite get it properly on the second one, but her hairstyle is the first one. It's like the widow's peak kind of one that frames her face.
Nice. I was about to say, because that first design is...
The first design is what she looks like. The second one is just a close-up with, like, the scars and the cigarette. Imagine the outfit of the first one with the look of the outfit of the second one with the look of the first.
Interesting.
She does have that, like, big widow's peak design with the long ponytail behind it. Or it's not like a pony. It's like it goes down onto, like, it's like a low tail.
Gotcha.
So it's just sort of tied together at the end rather than being lifted up.
So.
And you see that her hair is slightly messy and disheveled.
And it's like, hi, I'm Hiroka at Sushi.
Oh. She raised an eyebrow.
I live with Izumi. She said,
Gina. Izumi Gina. Full name?
Nods.
Good. Then my daughter is not as stupid as she acted. You You go. Come with me to office.
Okay. She like sort of waves by to Stella.
Stella gives a weak thumbs up. She's not as scary as she looks, I promise.
Thumbs up. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can handle myself.
Yes. Now come along. As she walks up, you follow her into a office. As it looks almost like a doctor's office, but or like a. So it's like a mix of like a doctor's office and like a receptionist's office, where there's like a big desk, with her on one side, and you see all along the desk there are a number of like photos, paperwork. On the walls there's paperwork, and you see there is a graduation certificate for Dr. Tochiyama.
Interesting, huh?
You see, apparently, she graduated from some sort of Russian place with a PhD in psychology. And there is a gold nameplate, like, I know fake gold nameplates under desk that says Dr. Yuri Tochiyama.
Doctor.
As she sits down in her plush chair and gestures to you for you to sit across from her.
Sits down.
You do not mind cigarette smoke, no? As she takes another drag.
I've seen worse. You're fine.
Good. As she dabs in the ashtray a bit. My daughter is very stupid for bringing you here. She is still too new to this.
Just sort of raise an eyebrow.
You aware of Supernatural, yes?
Nods.
Good. This is place of Supernatural. My daughter was stupid for bringing someone here. She couldn't have known you were also knowledgeable of it. It is lucky you are Azumi's child.
Supernatural charity work, huh?
Yes.
So that's what Izumi meant.
We provide work for supernaturals who cannot handle their less than pleasant state of affairs. Vampires looking for blood drives. Werewolves struggling with rage issues. The like.
That explains the overwhelming blood I smelled.
Those were the feeding grounds, yes. All rats, I assure you.
I believe it.
Speaking of, no shipment came in today. You want to be useful? Put yourself to work. You'll be carrying rats in the feeding grounds today.
Well,
you have muscles, yes? Trained?
Pulls back hoodie. Pulls it back.
Yes, very impressive.
I get used to working around here. I kind of need
Good.
help out.
What are you?
You ever heard of the nobles?
Princess, yes. What you call them?
Nods.
Regional dialect.
Nods.
You will struggle here. You have sensitivity. Horrors. They affect your mind. Grow shadows in your soul.
Helping out's supposed to help.
Supposed to.
She shrugs.
Well. You know my daughter, yes? Foolish child.
Nods.
Good. Make sure she gets into no trouble. She is stupid and foolish. Get yourself into things far above her head. She has no powers, unlike you. Keep her safe.
Thought as much. But I can keep her safe.
Good. What are your qualifications?
A couple of darkspawn under my belt. Motorcycle. holds up like two finger guns, like up against like
She holds a hand up.
holds like no
She
like
holds a hand.
yeah.
She holds a hand up, telling you to, as if like signaling you to stop. We are talking about hunting. We are no hunters. We are charity work. I cannot how many things you have killed in the past. How can you help people?
Well, I'm good at lifting, good at finding stuff. I can really find stuff. I know a lot about the supernatural. Studied a bunch.
From dead sports, I assume. Things Azumi has told you.
Azumi and
You are young. No real world experience.
yep. That's also what Azumi thought, I guess. Might as well help out, get more experience with it.
I see she is still as foolish as she always was.
Does like a little bit motion.
Your father, dead?
Nods.
My condolences.
Nods again.
You intend to follow in footsteps?
Something like that. That was not her voice at all. Something like
Not
that.
my place to say anything. I'll neither encourage nor discourage. It's your life to live. I am Yuri.
Hiroka.
Pleasure.
I ain't
You
gonna
may call me whatever you like. Yuri, Dr. Kochiyama, I ought to work. Do not call me Mrs. I did not work 8 years going to university to be called Mrs.
Nods. Can do.
Smart girl. You will go far. You do not poke your nose at other people's business without reason.
Yep. Can get that. I'm half princess, half hunter. I'm not about to just start going trigger happy on any other supernatural that shows up.
Half, she says. You are funny, Joe.
I've been told.
Want? She holds a cigarette out to you.
No, I don't.
Smart girl. Kills your lungs. Takes another puff of it. Horrible for your health.
Nods. And
You are a good girl. I like talking to you.
I try.
You remind me of the cool
Raise an eyebrow.
old friend.
Seems you and Izumi both have a lot of those.
Yes. We adventured together. Sometime in the past. Nakama, we called. Not Izumi, though. She not part of it. We only cross paths with her on occasion.
How long have
Long
you
since went our
known?
separate ways, though.
How long have you known Izumi?
From how long, or when we first met? Last saw her 5 years ago. That was when she went... That was... Oh, a long time now. I was still working back then, before I retired to this.
Izumi's always so stingy at how old she is.
Not as old as you may think. Her layer is still small. Lifespan only that of a human's.
Also didn't tell me much about that either.
Good. Your mind would break from the knowledge. Less you know about the dream, the better.
Are you like Izumi?
Am I begotten? No. I am human now.
Now?
I care for my speaking. Circa.
Look, I don't care. It's just weird.
Was princess, like you.
You can stop.
Not without price. These stars not come from battle, you know. Come from surgery that get me out of it. Could not handle the sensitivity. I was coward. You don't make the same mistake, yes?
I don't know. Everyone's got their reasons to want to stop being a noble.
It is not something you simply stop being. It is part of you, your very soul. You hold on to it. It's important.
Yeah. I'm told the soul keeps going around.
Reincarnation, yes. I am unsure what will happen to mine now that I have removed my light. Likely my reincarnation ends here.
Well, I guess I
Blow
learn
another
something
puff
new
of smoke out.
I guess I learn something new every day.
Don't go telling that around. I tell you only because you remind me of someone. Remind me of old friends. Perhaps you remind me a bit of myself when I was a child. Foolish girl. Too smart for your own good. Smart enough to know better, but not smart enough to act on it.
Bit hard when you got that masquerade. But
Yes.
shrugs. I get it. Makes my job even harder, though.
And what is your job?
Patrol around, hunt darkspawn, help out, get wisps. You know the deal.
Sounds like a good job. Doesn't pay the bills, though.
Nope. I'll have to figure that out someday.
Being a princess is much easier when you are a teenager, when you have someone else providing for you. Trust me, it gets harder when you have to balance your own bills in workplace.
I can imagine.
Don't even get me started on finishing college while also dealing with darkspawn in the area.
I don't know for the high school.
Share this your use. You will not get much of it. Well then, you ready to be put to work?
Nods.
Good. Hiroka. That's okay if I call you?
Nods. Don't call me Atsuchi or anything.
That isn't... I would not. That was your father. I did not know him too much, but I respect the name. Who knows? You stick around long enough, maybe I get a diminutive for you. Russian nickname. Until then, you will work here, yes? It's easy place for you to earn wisps. But you meet plenty of people, too.
I can do that. Get some experience with some supernaturals the easy way.
You're still thinking of hunting.
Oh.
This is means to entry,
Hunting is the hard way. And, of course, I have my own lines to draw. I know that if a vampire's showing up here, maybe not as bad enough that other hunters would kill him.
Good. Not quite tempesta then. What is your tort?
Diamonds. I stick to darkspawn.
A good tort. I am biased, yes. Nicole. She was swords. Silly girl. Don't lose her heart instead of her head. Probably would got her killed.
Ironically, I know less about the noble courts than anybody else.
I
haven't even met another princess yet. They're out there, I know, but you're the first one I've met, technically.
I am no princess, not anymore. They told me one would be an insult to your kind. I am but foolish human. A mortal with nothing more to lose.
Regardless, you're my best source of information on princesses. Everything else, I can get easy enough, but not nobles. But
You assigned me already. You assigning me mentor in your head.
nah, not yet.
Yet, she says. Right then.
Let's go.
Good. You're straight to the point. Good girl. I was expecting someone less. I've had to beat information into people's heads far too many times today. Do not become like crazed werewolf, yes? Those who are too bull-headed for their own good. Think they know what's best for themselves. You smart. Listen to others. Your elders have some wisdom, here and there, when they aren't shoving sticks up their own asses.
I try.
You picked up my accent already. You are impressionable, girl.
She goes like, yeah.
She smirks at you. Alright, on your feet, come on.
Alright. Just stands up and walks downstairs.
Yeah. Yuri follows you, cigarette hanging out of her mouth. Daughter, at this time, you may return. Yes, hi! As Stella runs over, and strides alongside you, Hiroka. She wasn't too mean to you, right?
Nah. I told you I can handle myself.
Yes! Now, daughter, don't ever do that again, What if you brought normal human woman, huh? You bring someone here, you throw them in front of hungry vampires, huh? You foolish. You got someone killed and someone else guilty. And I don't know which is which.
She knows?
Of course she knows. She works here. But she is foolish. She thinks too much. No, rather, thinks too little. She is so used to living behind Master Raid, she forgets that not everyone does. Sorry.
Good thing I know.
When you're around vampires and werewolves all day, it's kind of easy to forget this stuff is supposed to be secret. Yes.
Well, you got lucky.
Yes, she did. And one day your luck is going to run out, girl. So don't do this again. Next time you make friends, go to their house. Do not bring them to ours. You, Hiroka, make sure she does not do this again. Don't let her tell anyone else. She is foolish. Needs someone to keep her on task.
A thumbs up.
Good. I was worried. Glad to know I can have someone at her school keeping an eye on her. Make sure she does not do anything stupid at the end.
Guess I have another job.
Yes, you do. Good. Do enough, I might have to pay you for this one.
That'd be nice.
I was joking. You don't get paid. This is charity work. You do for good of your own heart. You work for money, you don't get wisps. It's for your own.
She nods. True enough. Wisp work.
No then. Come along. As she rounds a corner, and you find a large truck that is filled with a bunch of squeaking rats. Step 1. Do not get attached to rats. They'll be eaten and drained dry. They are food, yes?
Nods. Gotcha.
Do not name them. They are not to be named. They are food, not pets.
Like, blood bags.
Yes, like blood baths. Normally I'd like to do blood baths. Vampires cannot drink from cold, though. It needs to be fresh from a body. Thankfully, for those who are new vampires, does not need to be human body. That worked fine.
Well, I guess I'm learning enough already.
Always an alternative. Death is easy solution. It is first one many go to. Not necessarily the easiest. Not necessarily the only one, though. Right then. Stella, you know where the storage feeding room is? Yep, I remember. I've had to move enough of these. Good. No more complaining. I want you to listen to rats all day. Do not touch them, okay? We don't know where these rats come from. They could have plague. It's fine for vampires. They are immune to sickness. For us, though, too dangerous. Wear gloves. They bite. Some may have rabies. You do not want to get rabies. Yes?
Yes.
Good. As she points to a sack of gloves. Come on, off you go.
Puts
No
on
more
a pair of
dilly-dallying.
gloves.
You talk enough.
Puts on a pair of gloves.
Stella puts on a pair of gloves as well. As the two of you get ready to lift rats all day.
And we lift rats.
And then you lifted rats all day. And that is where we'll end the session. It was a nice little slice of life episode.
It was. I didn't expect Yuri to be a...
Yuri is also a Russian name.
I didn't expect... I have expected that, but I didn't expect Yuri to be a princess, like a former princess. That was the real thing. And
that's also his question of, what the fuck do you mean, former princess? How do you turn that off?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, I had a mechanical punch on my mouth that I'd suck on every so often while playing Yuri to simulate her taking drags of a cigarette. Behind the scenes info, her cigarettes are not actually just cigarettes. They are hunter elixirs that are modified.
Ooh.
Specifically, it is the incenses of the Breath of Matat, it's called, which is an incense that gives you bonuses on breaking point rolls.
Ooh. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Bad for health.
Bad for health. It gives me +5 on my breaking point rolls. Very useful.
Bad for health, good for breaking point.
Bad for health. Excellent for my mind. So that's my fun fact for you. You'd have no way of ever realizing that in canon, so I'm giving you out of canon.
That's good. That's good, yeah.
Don't ask why she needs to constantly be huffing breaking point roll cigarettes.
Probably... I could guess. Not having the light in you probably does things too. Not having
Fun
the
fact,
light.
with the Breath of Maat, if you roll exceptional success, I believe, you actually get integrity back.
Oh, wow.
So her constantly huffing that really, really helps. So, how'd you like the session?
It was really good. I didn't expect half of this. We got plot, we got origin stories.
We got origin stories, we got some plot, we got some setups for the future.
Hiroka, absolutely, whenever they were like stacking boxes, we're just like, yeah, I'm a princess, by the way. To Stella. So Stella's one of the only people who knows what she is. It's just like, well, I'm gonna be working here, and I know about the supernatural, you know about the supernatural, I'm a magical girl, you know, it's probably good you know that.
Yeah, and I never came up on screen, but in the intervening 2 months that from this session to when Chicago will kick back up again, you would learn a bit more about Stella. Namely, she is a boxer, not by choice, because her mom trains her and mates her. She has 3 dots in the boxing merit.
I was about to say three dots of the boxing merit.
She has 3 dots of strength, 3 dots of brawl, and 3 dots in the boxing merit. And she is trained against her will. She does not want to. She wants to be girly.
Is this Corona reference?
Shockingly, no. She was made well before I ever watched any of Hololive. But yeah, it's pretty much imagine Korone. Like, it's very similar. And also, she would explain it eventually, that yes, she is in fact adopted by the Tochiyamas, as her parents died to a vampire, and Yuri adopted her when Yuri found her. And Mr. Tochiyama is alive. He just isn't important.
he's one of those like Japanese salaryman looking dudes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, he's like Madoka's dad in that, like, yeah, he's there, but you don't care about it. You don't need to worry about him.
You don't really like talk with him.
Yeah, I didn't even write a first name for him. He's just Mr. Tochiyama. He's not important. He's alive. He exists. He just, he works a salary job, pays the bills. Yeah, he married up. he married a hot Russian psychologist. So that's pretty good for him.
Yeah.
That man did good. And yeah. So, fun fact. Yuri, the idea for her, at least just, she existed beforehand, but this incarnation of her, and her personality and everything, was formed when I was midway through a psychology class. And I thought, man, a psychologist would be really useful for supernaturals. It'd also be really cool, someone who studies the psychology of a supernatural. And I thought, I can do that.
Yuri.
And so, in the margins of my fucking college notebook, I wrote out the backstory of Yuri Tochiyama.
The original manuscripts.
The original fucking manuscripts. Like, it's like class notes, and then in all of the margins are just fucking the ramblings of me writing out writing out the original fucking manuscript.
You didn't have to turn that paper in, did you?
No, it's my own personal notes.
Gotcha.
Because I take a lot of notes.
Yeah.
I filled up 2 notebooks just for psychology class, and I filled up a total of 5 notebooks that year, cover to cover.
Only you, Adam. Only
yeah.
You.
I take a lot of notes, but yeah, it's in like the fucking margins of my notes. I just like every so often I just go on a long tangent of the backstories, and that's the meta origin story of Yuri.
Interesting.
As for what her actual in-universe origin story is, you'll find out.
Yeah, find out.
Yeah,
she
was a social link with her.
She was a princess. I can't wait. For just like Yuri, like whenever she took out her light, it reincarnated into Hiroka. I can't wait for that twist. Hiroka was gonna ask, how many years ago did you do that? But then was just like, you know what? That's something I'm not gonna ask first meeting.
You've known her for like an hour, maybe tops. Yeah. Hey, when did you like give up on life? How many years ago was that? When did you give up on being a princess and give up on having the light? The literal incarnation of hope in your heart.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a heavy topic to bring up to someone.
Yeah.
There's no epilogues this time. I made up for it with just the paralogue. Yeah, I've raised questions, set things up, provided some answers for other things. We got some characters. Good times all around. And we got to see more Hiroka.
That I did.
I'll consider this a successful session.
I like more of it. And now I feel bad because now the characters, the NPCs who were in her circle, have actual importance. One has actual importance.
Yeah.
I like to think
and I find the funny thing is, like, when they were first pitched to you, you like had Hiroka like Stella the least and not get along with her.
Yeah,
And now
no,
over the Universal Reset, like they're the first ones who really sort of like got
like
met properly.
I like Stella a whole bunch, and so does Hiroka. Hiroka was like, you know what, I'll give it a chance, and then she's like, yeah, this is great. Does that mean that Hiroka, whenever there's a new transfer student that goes into her class, she just is just like, hey, we're friends now. She has like an Uber's Reich party. All right, we got the boxer, we got the alchemist. if that lady is not somehow like attuned to Pyros, that pink haired one, I'm going to be. Oh, what was her name?
Lulu.
Lulu.
Lucy, but Stella calls her Lulu.
Yeah, it was. It was Lucy.
She is the president of I don't know if it's president or captain of like the science team basically.
Yeah, the science club.
The science club. She's the head of it.
Mm-hmm.
As they're now starting to be given actual personalities.
Yes, and
Stella, who had like 2 lines, now has a personality and interactions with the cast, i.e. Hiroka.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait until she just buys the circle option, the circle ability again, with these her own like. Or, as far as I know, unsupernatural circle instead of having a bunch of princesses.
I mean, circle is made for having mortal friends.
It is, yeah. And then I can't wait for the Venn diagram that's gonna happen whenever she goes and meets up with Sophia. No, it's not a Venn diagram. It's a white blood cell eating another smaller white blood cell to make it become a larger white blood cell.
Yeah, the fucking shenanigans that happen. That's gonna happen with when the crews unite. All right, I believe we can. Yeah. Shall we stop the button now?
Yeah, let's stop the button now.